You are listening to The Grateful Show with your hosts Pascu
and Bogdan. Join us on our mission to spread awareness around mental health and make people feel happier and overall more grateful.
Each week, we bring you an inspiring guest, stories, and a message that will help you become your best self and pursue your life mission.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of The Grateful Show. As you already know, it's season number 2, and we just want to actually provide you with the best information out there, with the best tips presented in the simplest way, so you can actually improve all the areas in your life. As always, you have here Bogdan and
Pascu. How is it going, guys?
So what are you grateful for today, Mr. Pascu?
I'm actually grateful for the fact that even though I've been fasting, and it's like 2 p.m. almost, I'm not really hungry, which means that I'm in control of my body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of the best things that you can do to actually be aware of all these emotions and how you can actually control them. And this is why today we thought that we have to actually help you guys with 3 tips that you can actually, 3 tips that you can actually do in order to actually become happier and just live the life that you want to live by your own terms. And briefly, the first one is going to be the actual nutrition. The second one is going to be the environment. And the third one is going to be the intention that you set throughout the day and how you plan and organize your day. So we're just going to take each of these and we're going to discuss a little bit about them. And first one, nutrition.
Right. So when we say nutrition, first thing that pops into anybody's mind is diet.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest problem that we have to solve. And that's the mindset that we have to overcome, that nutrition doesn't necessarily have to be a strict diet that you have to follow in order to lose weight or build muscle. Nutrition has to be seen as a tool through which you aid your body to perform at its highest. You basically have expectations from yourself to have energy, to feel good, to be healthy, to be able to run, to have good stamina, but you don't provide your body with the right resources. And this is how you have to look at nutrition. And basically we're not gonna go into very much depth, but I want you, Bogdan, to tell people why is fast food and why is processed food not ideal for the well-being of anybody's body.
But first of all, as we already know, everything is a business. Everything that we do, everything that you see around yourself is just built in this world where everybody's just having an interest. So most probably they will profit on the things that we are consuming, and now in this case, the food that you are consuming. And because all these big organizations and corporations have already just planted the idea in our minds that it's okay to eat at fast food, it's okay to eat 5 meals a day, it's okay to eat a lot and to eat the bad stuff because it's not that bad for you. Unfortunately, not everything that these elites are telling you is true, and almost nothing that these elites are telling you is true. Therefore, it's really bad to actually put this type of food in your body because they are just the food that they're actually using to actually for them to be a bit easier to control you. And you're just losing control of yourself, of your thought, of your emotions, of the connection that you have with your higher self. And it's going to be a lot harder for you to actually understand and love yourself the way you are, the way you look, the way you think. And that's why all these fast foods and all this industry right now is just implementing all these things just for them to be easier to actually control you.
They control you through, obviously, if you get hooked on sugar, if you've been eating sweets for a while, you know that it's very hard to stop. Why do you think it's hard?
Because they made it that way.
They made it that way. And it's like a lot of people listening are probably more than aware of the fact that sugar has been proved and shown to be as addictive as cocaine.
Maybe a bit more
addictive. And that's why it's hard. And it's supposed to be hard. And it's very hard to break the cycle. But once you do so, and once you take full responsibility of the things that you put inside your body, you will start noticing changes, and those changes will be permanent if you stick to it long enough, and you will thank yourself afterwards.
So briefly, sorry to interrupt you. Briefly, nutrition, what you have to do. If you're going to do it, basically what you have to do is just eat whole foods, healthy stuff. Don't eat fast food. Don't eat like these already pre-meal things. Just cook yourself the food. Try to eat as many veggies, as many fruits in your diet. Try to eat fish. Try to buy from the local grocery to actually, you will know the difference. You would feel the difference in your mouth as well, taste-wise. It's going to be different from those like food you would buy from supermarkets. And the benefits that you would have from actually consuming this, it's first, you're just going to feel way more energized. You would be in control of when you eat, how you eat, and in control of your cravings. Your body wouldn't crave as much the things, the sweet things or the salty things like the bacon and the sugar, the Snickers, and all this bad food for yourself. And you're just going to gain control on your day. You won't be dictated by by what you eat. You're going to become what you eat. So yeah, this is how it's going to help you. Do you want to continue with the second one?
Of course. Moving on, the second very important thing that will massively help you improve your mood and happiness overall is your environment. And I want to mention that as much as nutrition is hard to follow, as much as it's hard to stick to a diet, it's hard to stick to only eating good food, I believe that this next step and change that we would encourage you to make, it's even harder. And that's because you have to be aware of the people that serve your purpose. You have to be aware of the people that encourage and support you, and also be aware of the people that are trying to discourage you. And the people that are basically trying to take you down the path of negativity, toxicity, gossip, and basically a lot of nonsense.
And that doesn't necessarily just refer to the people. I mean, someone can actually drag you down from what you do, not by necessarily telling you, okay, but but what you do is bullshit, or I don't want to support you and all that. They shouldn't be like in a direct manner. It can be like indirect, like they're just gonna drag you down by asking you all the time, come on, let's go out and just have some drinks or smoke some weed, or let's just procrastinate, let's go watch a movie. And you would just see that they're just wasting your time and don't let you be the person who you want to be.
Yeah, basically those people that don't really have anything major to focus on in their own life will expect from you to be the same. Exactly. And therefore you have to take a decision on whether you will be with them and follow their footprints, or else you will say no, you will risk losing that person, but actually stick to your purpose and to what fulfills you.
And you don't necessarily have to say like, okay, I'm just going to block this person, I'm going to delete it from my life. You just have to say a bit more often no to their request or to their like emotions and all that. And in time, you realize that you just distance yourself from these people, and you would understand that it's actually a bad person for yourself, and you would understand how. And the second thing, not necessarily the people that you have to cut out and the environment that you have, the thing that you have to surround yourself would be like the things that you watch like on a daily basis, through the ads that you see or through the social media that you go on. And I think that you are the best person to actually go and let us know how is this influencing us, because you are in this industry for quite a while now.
Of course. Well, first and foremost, people have to be aware of the fact that even if we want to acknowledge and recognize it or not, we are spending a huge amount of time daily, weekly on our phones and on our other devices, laptops or such. And more often than not, we find ourselves stumbling on social media, on YouTube, on websites, and usually more often than not, it's Instagram these days. And the first thing that you have to be aware of is the accounts that you are following, the pages that you are liking on Facebook, because those will be the things that will get pushed inside your brain.
Exactly. If you're going to just like search for porn or for like something which is not bad, it will just appear like again and again as an ad.
Yeah. And basically, of course, it goes without saying that watching porn or basically doing anything pornographic per se online will not only waste your time, but will also damage your behavior, your mental well-being. So it's definitely something to completely forget about. And whenever you follow a person, whenever you stumble across a piece of content that doesn't really serve you, that doesn't really resonate with your current life mission, it's very easy to either mute, to either to either unfollow, or else, worst case scenario, to block that account or person. Because you got to be selfish, especially online. You have to think about your needs, why you are online, what you're trying to get out of it, and not allow other people or other accounts to diminish or to make you feel bad about your current life purpose through their content, through their message that they are portraying online, through the things that they are posting. Even if you are following your buddies from high school that are now hanging out somewhere else nice on their parents' money and making you feel bad because you are renting a cheap apartment and trying to make a living, then that's basically damaging your mental health. You're not meant to follow those people that make you feel that way.
Exactly. And of course that you have to have your own time where you just disconnect from your work, but just be aware when and how you are doing that. And briefly to just wrap up with this thing that you have to implement is just you be more aware who's serving you or not, and just if you feel like someone is not serving you, just cut that people out of your life. Like, just cut that person out of your life. Just say no more often, or just stop following that account, or stop watching, or just searching for stuff that is not relevant to what you want. Because as you already know, you are what you repeatedly do, and all the actions that you do will become yourself, and all the things that you surround yourself will become you in, like, I don't know, a week, like in matter of moments. And you realize if you do that, you just come closer to the things and to the person that you want to become, not what they want you to become. Mm-hmm. And the third thing I want you to introduce.
It's setting an intent for your days, for your actions, in a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. And this intent applies to the way you work. This intent applies to the way you take breaks, the way you interact with people, how often you choose to switch off. This intent applies to the way you choose to spend your money, to make your budgets for the month. And basically, again, it goes full circle to that self-awareness. Do you go throughout your day without having a clear vision for that day? Or do you go through your days following other people's agenda, reacting to messaging, reacting to emails, reacting to work colleagues, reacting to your boss? Or do you actually go by your day, firstly prioritizing the things that you know you should be doing? You really have to get clear on that intent, because if you don't, things will just happen. Life will just happen. You will not be able to know what to prioritize, and you'll find yourself in situations where you will have to waste time for other people, invest into the wrong things, invest into the wrong relationship, invest into wrong businesses, and so on and so forth. Therefore, really think about what it is that you are following, what it is that you are working towards, and make sure that you have that intent in the day-to-day basis.
And how you can do that? Well, I think, and I feel like for almost all of us, it's one of the hardest things that we can do, is just be aware what you do. Just try to see yourself, and then just portray the bigger picture, what you are doing, what are the circumstances, and do this as often as you can before any activity you want to start, before any conversation that you want to engage with, before any small thing that you want to do. Be more aware, be more present as often as you can, because you can't be all the time, because your mind will just switch off and just go on the autopilot mode. But be more aware of all the things that you do right now. What am I doing? I'm just recording a podcast for you guys, so it's actually help you just sort your things in your life. This is what I'm doing. I have to focus on this. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to achieve. And be aware of again, all the small habits.
Just to interrupt you, imagine that now he gets a message from someone that needs something right now, and he would be, oh, hold on, bro, we need to stop this podcast. I need to help this person because he's my friend. No, this is not the way you are supposed to be running things.
Exactly. Find your priorities and realize that what you do will affect you. And you, like Pascu said, you can go on and on. Some people for a lifetime just doing the things that they are doing without a purpose, just doing them because they're not aware that they're doing it. They're not aware why, how, why, what were the circumstances that made him or her want to do that. Maybe they didn't want to, they were forced to, and they don't even know why are you doing it, why are you eating it, why are you not meditating. And the first thing that you can do to actually help you like develop this awareness is through meditation. Even though it sounds like bullshit and cliche and I can't focus, of course you can't focus. It's not about like you can or you can't. It's about like learning how. This is what it's all about. Learning how to actually be more aware and just stay away from your thoughts. This is the awareness that we all should just build. And you want to add anything else?
No, I feel like we covered all the free tips. Again, focus on your nutrition way more. Don't consider it a strict diet, but consider it a tool that will help you serve yourself even better and serve your life purpose. Second, control your environment. Control the people that you interact with on a daily basis as much as you can. Try to minimize the toxic people from your life because you know they are not serving your higher good. Try to minimize the amount of BS content that you watch online, the BS content that you scroll over all day on Instagram. Try to minimize that as much as possible and try to replace it with good content, with content that makes you think, that gets you creative, that actually makes you want to create and learn and develop. And the last one, again, it's setting an intent and actually knowing exactly what you are doing all the time and why you are doing it. Because if you're just going through the motions, 1 year is going to pass, 5 years are going to pass, and finally you see that you are 40 and you have kids and you can't really do much now. So just don't wait for that moment to happen because you're going to have a lot of regret.
Yeah, and for that, I would just recommend you to read The Chimp Paradox. And this is the book that will help you gain a bit more awareness towards all of these things, towards all these three things that we discussed about. It will just help you understand why you choose to do the things that you want. Is it yourself? Is it your chimp? So is it The Chimp Paradox? I don't know exactly the author, but if you're going to type that, you're going to see the title because it's a very popular book that I feel like everybody should read or listen. It doesn't really matter. And with that in mind, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. We are more than grateful for you listening so far. I know that it helped you a lot to actually maybe learn these things, maybe review them into your mind. And if you are enjoying it and if you have learned anything from it, just make sure that you share it with your friends. Just let us know on Grateful Show on Instagram or just rate us if you're listening on iTunes with 5-star. It will really help us just share this message to more people which are in need. And thank you so much again for listening. This is Bogdan.
This is Pascu, and you guys stay grateful.